What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react to this video here called How America Made the World Cup Unaffordable. Is that true? Because, that makes it sound like we're really ruining this whole thing. Because, I've actually seen quite a few things now that people don't seem very happy that the United States is hosting the World Cup and that we're not doing a very good job. And to be honest, even though this is a huge, important, global event, like one of the biggest events you can possibly have, most of us, Americans don't even know that we're screwing things up. So today, I really want to take a look at this video here by Business Insider and learn about how America made the World Cup unaffordable. So let's take a look.
This chart shows the average cost of Category 1 tickets for all the World Cup final matches since 1998.
Okay.
To see the average price for 2026, you have to zoom out.
What?
And zoom out even more.
What? What? Is this true? $10,000, basically $11,000. Is this the final? Even so, it's like who can even go to that? Is it that's just rich people and celebrities, I guess? Like, what do you $10,000? Do you get to go onto the field? Do you get to meet Messi? Right? Like hang out with the players? $10,000. That is insane.
People are pretty frustrated, primarily with FIFA, about just how expensive the 2026 World Cup is shaping up to be.
Cheapest, $7,000.
FIFA needs to do something about the prices of these tickets.
They caught on the trend of let me make money out of this.
But this
I'm a little confused because it's a business, right? Right? Like who controls FIFA? Is they're trying to make money, right? Isn't it a football business, or I don't know, because it seems like a lot of people are outraged. And there's a fine line between running a business and you trying to make a profit. That's reasonable, and then just totally screwing over especially with football, all the fans and the people who want to go, normal people who want to go to this and enjoy it. Can't. You're totally blocked out because the barrier is it's like buying a car, $10,000. What? Who can do that?
chart is just the tip of the iceberg. Flights, hotels, and travel to the stadiums are also expensive. So there's a lot that a fan has to pay to see even one game. I crunched the numbers myself and compiled 5 charts to show just how expensive this year's World Cup is and who's to blame.
Oh, who's to blame? Who is to blame? Are we to blame? Oh boy. Because, it's already expensive enough you have to leave your home country, travel across the world if you're from Europe or wherever you are, come to the United States, travel, get a hotel, sort all that out, and then on top of it, that's not even the most expensive thing if the tickets are thousands of dollars. That's crazy.
Before we move to the next chart, let's talk about ticket categories for a sec, because they point to a broader trend that we're seeing with this year's tournament costs. Category 1 tickets are the most expensive. They're usually located along the sidelines or closer to midfield.
Sure. This is normal. Depending on where you are in the stadium, the ticket costs more money. That's normal enough, but...
Category 2 seat.
But it's what? When you look at Category 1 can go up to $17,000. I'm not even joking. Is your chair like in the center of the field? $17,000. What's going on here?
Are mid-tier, often in corners or in less central sideline sections. And Category 3 seats are cheaper. They're usually high up in the stadium or behind the goals. There's also a fourth category, which is the cheapest, but those tickets are mostly reserved. What's
Okay.
interesting is when you compare how prices have changed for different categories.
This chart shows the change over time for Category 3 tickets compared with Category 1 for group stage matches. The first
Yeah, again, this is like in the World Cup. It's not like one game. You know, there's a final, but there's a lot of games, right? A lot of matches so that should make lots of opportunity for people to get lots of tickets but so that's crazy that these are still hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, but it seems like you can plainly see over time it's all held pretty much the same. And then in 2026, this year, it like skyrocketed, especially for the category 1, the premium tickets.
round of games before the later knockout stage, which tends to be even more expensive. The increase in costs for this year's Category 3 seats wasn't nearly as much as it was for the most expensive ones.
Yeah.
This represents something that we might call the premiumization of the sports fan experience.
That's Ben Shields, a senior lecturer at the MIT Sloan School of Management who researches the business of sports media and entertainment.
I already hate it. The premiumization. Everything's got to be premium. Or they just use that word to charge you more. It's like, what's premium? You get like extra popcorn? What?
It is a reflection of this broader trend in premium fan experiences here in the US, and FIFA is capitalizing on that, or at least trying to.
So that's like a big US trend, certainly, to try to upsell you on everything and make everything sound like amazing. And in the US, a lot of sporting events, sometimes it's not even about like the fan, like being a fan and going and watching your team. It's about like the experience and posting it on social media, or like that you look cool doing it, and they know that and they charge for that. And so I feel like football, for a lot of the world, football is like very pure. And from what I understand, football around the world, people are like very, very, very true, passionate fans. And that's like what it's mostly about. So people probably don't like this American style ticket pricing being used on the World Cup. Is that what it is?
But on FIFA's resale market, you can find some pretty pricey tickets, even in Category 3.
Oh, jeez.
Let's pull up this.
Resale. Resale is also like the death of so many ticket thing. Like even music, like trying to see a band. Like, I know if people are trying to like buy tickets to Taylor Swift or something, like you can't even get a ticket when they get released. It gets all bought out. Sometimes by robots, like automated, like just bought out. And then people, so that the tickets can be resold for outrageous amounts of money. Is that what's happening now? Like we're just at that point where even the World Cup, people just buy all the tickets instantly and that just to resell them, which is again goes against like the whole fan experience. Like you're supposed to be a fan and buy a ticket, and a very straightforward transaction. This is like very much about making money.
Game between Colombia and Portugal on June the 27th. In this Category 3 section, you'll find tickets ranging from a few $1,000s to nearly 12,000. In Category 3 can...
What? So this isn't the final. This is some random match. Category 3, you're not even in a very good seat. And it still goes up to like $10,000. What is happening? Is this the world we live in? Maybe this is just the American world. Like, because I've kind of heard about this stuff with like music in the U.S. Like, I think particularly with the Taylor Swift thing, like a few years ago. Like I heard about this, it's like, oh, that's stupid. So now this is we're just doing this to everything now.
Reach up to $23,000 for this game. More on the resale market in a bit, because that is a whole other issue. There's something else going on here.
Dynamic
This is the
pricing.
first time that FIFA has used dynamic pricing for tickets.
Dynamic pricing. I know, I've heard of this. This is like pricing that it can change. It's dynamic, which means the pricing changes depending on how in demand the item is, the ticket. So if more people want the tickets, the price goes up automatically. This is like, maybe this is like why some technology is not good.
This is the first time that FIFA has used dynamic pricing for ticket sales. People have been frustrated about dynamic pricing for years, whether it's for ride-hailing apps, concert tickets, Disney parks, or...
Yeah, like Uber. If there's a lot of people trying to use Uber, like in your city, like there's a lot of demand, the price of getting a car will go up, like down to the minute that you try to purchase it. Like the prices will change depending on what hour of the day it is. It's pretty insane.
parks or online shopping. In FIFA's case, it essentially means that it could raise prices when it saw that demand was high.
Yes.
For example, Category 1 tickets for the final reportedly started at around $6,400.
That was Category 1. So really, really good seats for the final of the World Cup were $6,400. That's a lot of money, but honestly, if it's the final and these are great seats, that makes sense to me. There's people who would pay that for sure. Maybe you're a normal person who's like saved up for years to get this finals world, the last 4 years. You're like, I'm buying a ticket to the final in the US. Oh, great. But we've seen this is the original ticket price. This is nowhere close to what it actually turns out to be.
Then jumped to about $8,700 and then to around $11,000 in the final stage of sales.
So even FIFA on the website, if a lot of people are on the website trying to buy the same tickets, the price literally goes up in real time. Instead of just setting shouldn't they just have the ticket, set a price, and that's it? This makes it like a bid, like an auction almost. Like who wants to be part of that?
And for some fans, those rising prices completely changed which teams they could afford to see. Werchihon Xinghai, a 40-year-old football fan from a village in northeast India, hoped to buy tickets to see England or Portugal, but they were out of his price range.
The cheapest ticket was like $450 to $650. My budget was like $350.
$350 should get you in. I feel like that should get you into a match. Because he's right. We're talking about thousands of dollars. Even like $600, $700. Like, it's pretty insane. And we're not talking about the final.
Beyond that, I could not go.
Eventually, he gave up on seeing the teams that he originally wanted to and focused on what he could afford.
That's sad.
2 tickets for him and his father-in-law to see the Czech Republic against South Africa for $140 each. Werchihon was able to snag his tickets through FIFA's last-minute sales phase in April. But fans who didn't get tickets during any of the previous sales stages were pushed into the resale market. With
the resale market is a zoo. It's when it's just like a lot of it is people who professionally buy tickets just to resell them. This is where they can go up to like $20,000, right?
prices far higher and largely unregulated in the United States and parts of Canada.
So that's okay. So is that a big problem? with the World Cup being hosted in the United States is that the resale market here is unregulated. That makes it sound like that's why it's a problem that it's in America, because here there's no limit on what you can try to sell the ticket for. Like I think I understand now how this ruined it.
For example, if I lived in the US and I bought a ticket in an early sale for $1,000, there's nothing stopping me from turning around and reselling it for double.
Oh, and I'm sure there's tons of people who do this on purpose.
But if I lived in Mexico, I couldn't do that. I could only exchange my ticket because of resale regulations.
Oh my God. Because, yeah, like I said, this is like something I've heard about, naturally being here in the United States, where it's like, okay, this is normal. People buy tickets and resell them, and it gets crazy. I gave the Taylor Swift example. I didn't know that wasn't normal in other parts of the world. So that's not normal. Okay. We really are ruining this.
And any tickets for games in Ontario can only be relisted for the face value price or lower. But the ticket itself is only part of the cost. I've calculated that a fan can still shell out a ton of money beyond what they're paying FIFA. That brings us to our third chart. Flight prices alone can easily dwarf the cost of a ticket. And if you bought your flight after the start of the Iran war, it's likely higher than expected due to rising fuel prices.
It's so bad. It's so bad. Even the Iran war, which is raising the cost of gas and oil in the US, even that's affecting airplane ticket prices. Man, if you're like a big football fan and you're trying to make it work, like go to the United States, go to a football match, this must be so annoying.
Then there's the cost of your accommodation and transportation to the stadiums. I calculated that if an Argentina fan was to fly from Buenos Aires to Dallas with a layover in Atlanta to attend the group stage game against Jordan, they'd spend about $3,361, which includes the tickets, the flight, and an average 3-star downtown hotel.
Wow, I didn't even realize that about the flights. This is just not doable for like the normal person. That's what's abundantly clear to me. This is just not possible for so many football fans out there in the world.
Which brings us to my final chart. I calculated what the cheapest available ticket was for a person to watch their country's team as a proportion of the country's GDP per capita. Or essentially, how much of their country's average income would be spent to see the national team.
This is a good illustration of like how expensive is it for a normal person based on your country's average income to see your home team play.
In Haiti, for example, the cheapest ticket cost 89.2% of the average income.
What? Am I understanding this correctly? 89% of their yearly income would be spent on this to see their team in the US at the World Cup. So it's impossible. If you're from Haiti, it's basically you'd have to spend your whole year's pay. This is a joke.
In Brazil and Turkey at 7.2% is quite steep.
Even that's insane. That's over like a month and a half of your yearly pay.
This all brings up an important question. Who is this year's World Cup really for?
Yeah. In a statement, FIFA said, revenue generated from the World Cup every 4 years is reinvested to support the development of men's and women's youth football across. So, they're claiming that all this money from the ticket sales goes to helping youth football in the world? But it's like, that's a nice sentiment and all, but you have to think somebody like FIFA they're getting paid. Like people there are getting paid. Why, if this is just totally altruistic, like, oh, we're not trying to make a profit, but we reinvest all the money into youth football. It's like, if that's true, if you just care about football fans, why are you screwing over all of the football fans who want to see the World Cup? Even if you're doing this, it doesn't really make sense. Okay, is that it? Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah, I wanted to take a look at this because it's like, it really is starting to seem like the United States is really making a huge mess of the World Cup, which is it's an embarrassment because this is such an honor. It's a privilege to be able to host it, and it's a chance to, like, maybe it was a chance to show the world that the United States isn't so bad, because we're having some tough times right now and, pretty bad reputation right now. And this is not helping. This is terrible. And it's such a shame because, I don't watch football, but I'm a fan of like sports and stuff. So I kind of relate to the frustration people must be feeling about this. I think it's terrible. It's a travesty. And you only get so many opportunities in your life to go to the World Cup. I understand. It's only once every 4 years. And this is terrible. And it seems to be true. So that's what I wanted to figure out. Like, what are we doing? We're ruining the ticket pricing system of the World Cup, making it about profit, making it about, and in the United States, we are obsessed about money and profits. And I guess FIFA is also to blame, but that's terrible. Yeah, this is terrible. That's a shame. But anyway, I'm glad I understand it now. If you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on ticket prices and the World Cup in the US, and if you think it's like being ruined or if this has affected you or what you think, or that'd be cool to hear about, especially if you're out there in the world. In the United States, we don't even really talk about this. And if you're interested in more videos like this, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.